Hello and welcome. It's Kane Minkus here from Kane and Alessia. Start at the top, Industry Rockstar. Welcome to the first preparation webinar. I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, where Alessia and I are here right now, engaging in a conference ourselves, learning and training under some of our mentors. And we are so excited to be coming to Asia. This week, we're going to be leaving to come out and start our events and our trainings and our conferences in Hong Kong and then into Singapore. We're going to be spending a couple of weeks as we come to Asia many times throughout the year to meet the best and the brightest, the most driven and the most committed. And we can't wait to meet you and spend time with you. There's nothing we would rather do than be with you for the 3 days that we will be there at Start at the Top. So welcome. And before we get started, I wanted to just make sure everybody can hear me and see me okay. This is live. I am at our hotel in Los Angeles, so sorry I don't have a more glamorous background, but you're going to be focused on the education today, on the trainings and the models and the systems that Alessia and I have used to build over 40 of our own companies. So I think the background's probably not as important as the systems you're going to learn. So just let me know if you can see me and hear me okay, so that I know we can get going here. Can you see me and hear me okay? If you can, that's great. We're ready to get rolling here. And while more and more are piling on the call, we're going to be having, we're going to be seeing close to 600 entrepreneurs over the next 2 weeks. Business owners, entrepreneurs, maybe you have a business, maybe you want to get started in your own business. Maybe you've been in business for years and you're looking at how to get things more visible, reach more people, market better, get more customers. Maybe you just want to have more free time for yourself. Maybe you'd like to be able to take care of your family in much better ways as we do. You know, we have children and we are always thinking about how we can have a life that is more powerful to support our children, our family, have more time for ourselves. So this is what we're talking about. Awesome. It looks like we can hear very good. That's great. That's what we always want on a training webinar. If this is your first time to a webinar, welcome. This is a way that you could be engaging your partners across the world, your students or your customers or your clients at the convenience of your own home or your own home office or your own office, reaching across the world. So it looks like we had a couple of questions. What time is it in Los Angeles? It's 7 o'clock at night on Saturday. So we're going to do, I'm going to train you for an hour here, and then we're going to go have a beautiful dinner as it's Saturday night, it's date night, and we're going to be taking some of our family and some friends out. We're meeting some of our students and partners here to take them out to dinner and just have a good time, continuing to support them and give them more value. Okay, awesome. Vincenzo, straight from Tokyo. That's a very Italian name, Vincenzo, for coming straight from Tokyo. Great. Okay, let's get going. I think we've got everybody on this call. I'm going to bring up our slides for this training. So let me know if you can see them. You should be seeing them now. Let me know if you can see them now. And if you can still hear me, and you should still be seeing me for that matter. And if we've got all of that happening, then we're good to go. So let's see what we got here. I'll rebalance out the screen. And voila. Okay, Stephanie can see them. Charlie can see them. Christine can see them. Sheila, everything is good. That's great. So I'm going to take you through some critical foundational training. And then I'm going to leave time for some questions, your questions. I'm going to ask you lots of questions. But I'm going to leave time for your questions. At any time that you have a question that you would like answered, feel free to put it into the chat window so that we can either answer it, and I may answer it right then, or I may wait till the end, depending on where I feel it will give the best value to everybody on the training here today. Okay. Either way, we will answer all of your questions. So let us know when you have any questions. It can be about anything. It could be about anything I'm talking about. It can be about anything in your business. It could be about anything at the conference that's coming up for you. Remember, we're going to be in Hong Kong the 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's Friday through Sunday next weekend. We're going to be in Singapore delivering our 3-day award-winning training on the 4th of May, the 5th of May, and the 6th of May. Okay, So you would be in one of those trainings, which is why you're on this call. And this is to prepare you, because our students and our partners have asked us a long time, how do I get prepared to get the most out of my time with you, my business, and my life? Because this is not just a training in how to build a business. This is a training in how to recreate your life, a life by design, one that you design, one where you can have more time, more money, more fun, more freedom, whatever you want. This is what Alessia and I have done, and we've spent the last 10 years training and educating business owners around the planet with the systems and the frameworks and the techniques that we use in our businesses and have since we were in our late teenagers, early 20s when we were starting our first businesses. So let's take a look, and I'm going to get us going here right now. Okay, so there are going to be 3 webinars this week, each at the exact same time. So if you made it here today, you can make it here again tomorrow. All 3 of these webinars are critically important to your learning and your acceleration. I'm assuming you're here today because you want to accelerate your results. You could be here because you're looking to start a business out of a new idea. Maybe you've got great skills and great talents and an important message or something you want to share with people all over the world, and you believe that you should be heard and you should be seen and you should be earning a living doing what you love to do. And maybe not just a living, but having a life, a lifestyle, building wealth, building a fortune, whatever you would like. Maybe you're here just getting started with that. You could be here and coming to the trainings because you have already launched your business and you've already started it, but it's not really going very well by the fact that it's not easy to get customers, to get clients. It doesn't seem easy to charge the fees or the prices that you want. Or maybe you're a little shy of asking for what you want, or you're just not sure on what to do for second and third, but you know you want to have more impact and make a bigger difference. You could be here because you've been in business a long time and you realize that now is the time to recreate, redesign, maybe rebrand or restructure. And maybe you'd like to be having more fun, or you'd like more results with less time and effort. Maybe it's ready to transition your business onto somebody or create systems where your business can run more automated. Or maybe you'd like to be taking your business to other countries or reaching across the planet, learning how we've done our businesses in 26 different countries. We've had over 400,000 students come through this training. And of course, we've run over 40 different companies having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of customers from all over the world. So maybe you're saying, how do I do that for my business? And that is the systems and the techniques that we're teaching you here. We'll be teaching you tomorrow, and then we'll be teaching you a third one. So make sure you've got all 3 of these in your calendar. They're all completely different. I will be running this one. Alessia will be running the next one. And then either I'll be back or we'll be back together on the third one. We'll see who's inspired to take the third webinar. Either way, these are all completely live. It is right now 7:10 p.m. here. It could be 12:10 p.m. where you are, or 1:10 p.m. or 2:10 p.m. But this is live. There's nothing pre-recorded. We're not giving you a cookie cutter experience. Every time when we evolve, we bring new things to you, and we know that you keep evolving. So in this first webinar, we're going to start with the critical early decisions that a business owner must make correctly in order to really succeed in a business. And if you're brand new, we're going to save you decades of mistakes and hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars or yen or Hong Kong dollars or Philippine, whatever you think in, okay? We're going to save you the time and the money from having to make those mistakes later. If you're already in business, you may have noticed that some things are not working, and that's probably because you missed some of the early decision making. And if you're expanding your business, you may notice that you have to continue to make some of these early decisions every time you want to expand or grow or change, okay? The second webinar is going to be about your highest purpose. Now, you may already be in a business saying, but I'm clear, or you may be starting a business and you're saying, but I know what I want to do. Why am I going to talk about my highest purpose? And it turns out that most business owners don't actually understand how to align themselves with their highest purpose. They think that they're passionate. They should be doing what they're passionate about. They say, oh, I'd have more fun if I was, in fitness, or if I was in health, or, I really love talking about stocks, or, I really want to bring this new product out to the market. But it's not necessarily their calling, their highest purpose. And we're going to show you how to arrange your entire business around your calling, your highest purpose. And Alessia will take you through the 6 domains of what helps you align your highest purpose. And what you get when you are aligned in your highest purpose is you get a life full of energy and vitality and passion and excitement. And of course, you get rewarded for that, because business owners that are in their calling, their highest purpose, they're aligned and they're out there solving problems for others. They get money, they get paid, but they also get the satisfaction and the fulfillment of helping people. We'll take you through that in the second webinar. On the third webinar, we're going to look at how to find your genius. And your genius is the identification of what's really unique or different about you or your team or your business or your product or your service. And today, customers want to understand quickly why you're different. So many people are always trying to fit into their culture, to their families, to their communities. But their customers, they want to know, why are you different? And we're going to help you differentiate that by identifying what we call your genius. Now, we've had to do this every time we start a new business, every time we create a new product, every time we do anything where we want to position ourselves more powerfully. We have to be able to identify and communicate what is really extraordinary about the product, the service, the division at our companies, the business itself or ourselves. In order to get people to take notice, they need to know why it's different. And we'll talk about that during the third webinar, how you can identify your real true genius as a business owner and in whatever you're delivering, so that you can start to position that in your marketing and position it in your sales. Okay? And of course, all of this is to simply prepare you for the upcoming 3-day weekend in Hong Kong and in Singapore. All right, awesome. Now, a quick reminder. If you have not gotten your guest to our team to know exactly who you're bringing as your guest, please make sure that you get your guest information in to Rockstar Service at industryrockstar.com. I'm just putting the email address right there in the chat window. Make sure you get your guest into us right away. Email them. Tell our team that, I shouldn't say them, email us, okay? This is our customer service team. Make sure you email them, tell them that this is your guest, this is your information. Remember, you received 1 additional guest seat for free, complimentary, okay? They get to go through the same exact event that you're going through. So you get to give it to a close family member or business partner. The best person to bring is your husband or wife, your significant other, your business partner, someone in your family that you love, or someone who's a close, intimate accountability partner with you, somebody who you do business with. This is great so that when you leave the event, you have somebody with you that's an accountability partner, that's someone that can engage with you, saying, I know why you're making all these new decisions. It's very powerful, okay? So make sure you get all that information in already. Flory asks, if I have already emailed, do I need to get a reply for confirmation? Flory, normally you will get a reply for confirmation. You may just want to check in, but many times they might have taken it and added it already. So maybe touch base with them, make sure that your guest is on the charts here in the database. Thank you. Okay, so what are we going to talk about on this webinar specifically? Okay. By the way, Shyam is asking, if I'm unable to attend the live webinars, can I get a recorded copy? So yes, everybody that's listening here, everything is recorded, but the live element helps your learning very powerfully because you can ask questions and you can engage and you set aside the time for real. Many times when people think they're going to watch the recordings, they never actually do, because it's always tomorrow. I'll do it when I have time. I'll do it later, right? And so just be careful that there is no tomorrow. There is no mañana. There is no next time or later. Everything happens in life right now. So try to make everything that you can, but everything we do record so that if you have to or you cannot work it out, that you can engage. All right, one of the first things we're going to talk about today is how do you determine whether you want to be launching a product or a service or expanding your business through products or services. We're going to contrast the difference between a product and a service and why one might be better than the other. Now, Alessia and I have started over 40 companies ourselves. When you add on our business partner, Kevin Harrington, who's going to be live with us in Hong Kong and in Singapore, okay? Kevin Harrington, if you don't know, is a television star and also a world-known entrepreneur. Between the three of us, we've done over $2 billion in revenue in our businesses, and we always had to determine if we wanted a product or a service business, one of our first decisions. And I'm going to share with you how do the smartest entrepreneurs in the world decide whether it's the right decision as a product or as a service, the positives and the negatives. Then we're going to look at the different types of business models you could be in. And as you start to understand your business, you understand how to create more success. With every layer that you understand in your business, as you understand it deeper, you understand how to make better choices. And that's what we're doing tonight, today, tomorrow, the next day, this whole week. You're going to spend a week with us here where we're going to be training you in proven choices that make a difference for people to be able to make a bigger impact and make more money. This is what we want you to be able to do. We want you to make more elegant choices. Now, this training that we're in here is a training to train you, but it's also an opportunity for us to meet our students, because from there, we choose and we select 30 students out of each event, 30 students in Hong Kong and only 30 students in Singapore. And we're going to have almost 300 students at each event. And at each event, we will carefully and hand select 30 students to invite to a mentorship program that we do that has become internationally world famous, because to date, we have had a 100% success rate with helping our students grow their businesses between 40 and 400%. And what we want to make sure our students are able to do is make elegant choices. For our mentorship students, we spend 1 year holding their hands and working with them very intimately. There's actually a team of 12 of us that work on your business, not even just myself and Alessia, 12 world-class trainers and coaches supporting you, database architects, social media experts, funnel experts, working on your business for a year to make sure that you're making elegant choices, because that's what our coaches did with us. Our mentors, our advisors, they empowered us to make more elegant choices. So we're going to look at the different business models so that we can understand at a deeper level how to make more finite and minute or little small changes. So I don't want to use, big fancy words, minute, but I'm just saying small changes, little small changes can make a huge difference. In fact, it's not the big changes that typically make the difference. It's dozens of little changes in a business. Whether it was my time spent mentoring under Bill Gates or with, spending time around Elon Musk, as you probably know some of these names, to be able to understand that they were making little micro changes in their business, and that was making the difference. We're going to be teaching you those things. The third thing we'll look at is how do you even find an idea? Now, if you're already established in a business, I want to make sure that you're going to know how to grow your business and continue to find ideas, because most business owners get stuck. You're probably in this training because you're stuck, and I don't mean stuck like hurting. You may be hurting. You may be having a hard time paying your bills. You may be imagining a time as business might be going like this, that you could be running into some real problems, stress, frustration. There might be a lot of stress in your family because of that, or stress around your ideas of how to take care of your family or make sure you can pay your bills. But you may not be stuck or failing financially. You might just be stuck in a groove. You might be stuck in the same pattern that you've been in for years. And so we want to look at how to break up and shift those patterns so that we can create something that's more beautiful, more elegant, and more refined than you have ever had before. Now, Champagne asks, what a beautiful name, Champagne. What an amazing name, my goodness. Champagne says, what are the requirements to get picked to enter the mentorship program? So Champagne, I'm going to talk more about that later on. Right now, I want to really focus on getting you the systems that you need to put into your business. But we will explain how that works, because with 300 students, we normally have 180 applications for 30 spots. We've done this for 10 years. We've done this 12 times a year now in 26 different countries. And we know it's very competitive, and people are really from the beginning. And it's okay. Just relax. We will explain the process. We've done this, hundreds of times. We'll share with you how you can become someone that could be mentoring under us. And you have to trust the process. We don't just take anybody. Our mentorships are not for anybody. It's like a Ferrari engine going into a car. And although our students might just be starting, or they might be driving, a little, what do you call it? A smart car, a little tiny car. And they're thinking, a Ferrari engine? Why would I need a Ferrari engine? You're going to understand that it doesn't matter where you are. If you're someone who's driven to have fast success, and success to you can mean more time, more energy, more money, whatever it is. If you want it faster, then that engine should be a Ferrari engine running beautifully and powerfully. All right, so we'll talk more about that. Zarni asked, do we need to prepare a business plan? Zarni, you can throw out your business plans. We don't ever want to see a business plan. The only time you'll need a business plan, in our opinion, is if you're going to be pitching for capital. And Kevin Harrington at this training weekend is going to be showing you how to create a perfect pitch. One of the things he teaches in the world that he's world famous for is how do you create a perfect pitch? This is what people do. They pitch him all the time on television. He's investing in companies. We're investing in companies. And so he will explain how to do a perfect pitch. The fourth thing that we're going to talk about is, when are you ready for funding or not ready for funding? And maybe you feel like you need more money just to even get your business going or off the ground. Well, we'll explain to you some of the best ways that you can be acquiring or getting money for yourself to free up assets that are maybe not even doing anything. You're going to discover that there's money everywhere that you could be using to be building valuable assets to secure your future much faster. What we're doing here really is, I'm certain every one of you or you would figure out exactly how to build a successful business. It just might take you 15, 20, 30 years. And we want to shorten that into a 1 to 2 year window so that we can partner with you quickly and start working on growing your business with you. Okay, so let's look at the first concepts. Products versus services. One of the first concepts you have to choose here. Now, if you're someone listening to this, if you're listening and you don't have a business yet, you just know that you want to have your own life. You want to have freedom. You want to be able to take care of your family and provide them things that you never did. Maybe take care of your parents in a certain way, or give your children opportunities to travel or go experience the world in ways maybe you didn't have. Then you need to choose, and you need to choose powerfully. So the question is what do you choose first? And one of the first questions is, do I want to make a product or do I want to make a service business? Now, if you have never had a business before, we'll have about 5% of the room that are brand new business owners. We'll have about 20% of the room that have started their businesses but are challenged with it. They're in the early stage. We'll have about 60% of our room business owners that have been in business for more than a year, and they're going, but they want faster success. And we'll have about another 15% that are experienced, successful. They might be running 5, 10, 15, $20 million businesses, or above. So everybody can learn from this. Product businesses. Here's some of the advantages and the disadvantages for you to consider, okay? Number one, products are way more scalable. Are you looking for something to scale fast? Then products are a great choice. Having product businesses means that you're automatically building asset value. And this is important because so many business owners build businesses that are not scalable and they have no asset value to them. Now, if you're in a service business, you run the highest risk of building a business that's not scalable and has very little asset value. We're going to show you how we built service businesses that had tremendous asset value and were completely scalable. In fact, for this business, you might have met me first. You might have met one of our other trainers or our top speakers. We've invested in and trained. We've taken in some of the best speakers in the world, and then we trained them in our systems. And many of them said, wow, I've never been trained like this before. If you met Vince, one of our top speakers, world-class speaker, has been speaking and educating people for 22 years for top companies, came into our business and said, I've never seen a system like this before that produces such reliable results for students. He was blown away. So you might have met Vince first. If you met Vince, you'll understand that our business, this business, is completely scaled. We have speakers and presenters that present for us all over the world. Alessia and I love to come to our 3-day conferences because we get to meet you and we get to see who is a good fit for us to start partnering with and investing in our time and maybe our money at some point. And you'll see we're going to bring in our team from all over the world. We've got our coaching team, our mentorship team that mentors our students, that's producing unmatched results around the planet. And so our business is scaled. And it's a business that everybody said to us, you'll never be able to scale this business. You'll never be able to do that. Everybody's always going to want you and Alessia. And we said, no. They're not going to want Alessia and I, because we're going to train them to scale their business. And we can't teach somebody something that we've never done. So we scaled our business so that we could demonstrate to you that every business, even a business that is revolving around you as a brand, can be scaled. And of course, as I said, we've done this more than 40 times in over a dozen different industries. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. If you follow our systems, you can scale it and build asset value. Product businesses, another advantage. You don't have to sell yourself. And if you're in the business of selling yourself, you understand that many emotions can get in the way. It can be emotionally challenging for you to be selling yourself, understanding what value you provide, and feeling comfortable asking people for money when you know that you're selling your own skills or your services. Of course, a product business is easier to hand down, which is part of the scaling mechanism. So if you have children and you'd like to hand your business down to your children, this is a bit of an easier business, products. If you want to transfer it to a CEO or someone to run your business, you can do that much more easily with a product business. And it is easier to protect. Service businesses need more barriers to entry, which we will teach you how to do that, to protect yourself against competition coming in and reproducing what you have done. We've been around 11 years. Nobody on the planet has been able to reproduce. Many have tried. Nobody has ever been able to reproduce our business other than our partners that we train, we teach, and we invest in them. They are able to reproduce our business because we teach them every little tiny minutia, every little tiny act that we take to be able to do that. So they are easier to protect, product businesses. Some disadvantages of product businesses. Well, you have to move a lot of volume, and many times products have too small of margins to be easy to create a lot of money in. You know, Kevin Harrington will tell you, he many times will start businesses that will do hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. But the actual net profit out of it, because the margin on a product is so small, is much, 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 much less. And he looks at our services businesses and he says, wow, you guys have incredible profit margins on the businesses you've created. We all do about the same amount of net profit, but his product businesses have to move a lot higher volume. Now, he does great. He's brilliant. He's wonderful. And he's going to teach you if you have products or if you want to have products. You see, you could be in a service business where you need to add products to your business right now. You could be in a product business where you need to have services so you can have higher margins. And we're going to teach you both on how to do that. Next, and a disadvantage is that if you want to go direct to the market, you have to understand how to go direct to the markets. This means that you need to understand how to build marketing funnels and how to develop traffic and marketing channels that take you direct to the market. Also, if you want to go to retailers and distributors, you have to navigate a complex B2B situation, a complex B2B relationship. We will be talking about both, but it is more complex. Of course, personal fulfillment is often noted by business owners that it's harder to get personal fulfillment in a product business than in a service business. And here's a big one. If cash is important to you and cash is important to you now, you have to remember that products take longer to get to cash. Now, we're going to show you how to accelerate that process. So if you have a product, you're going to learn how to get to markets and how to find right people in the world and use our systems that are proven and tested to be able to get your products to the markets. For example, right now we're working with one of our partners. Her name is Narcisa. She lives in Hong Kong. She's considered in the top 100 most highly influential people in Hong Kong, and we're helping her take her products and her product line direct to the market around the planet to get faster to cash than she would without our systems. We'll talk more about Narcisa at the event, and we're actually hoping that she'll show up right now. She's actually using our systems. She's going to be here in Los Angeles showing her products. She designs world-class jewelry. She's going to be here showing her products. She's been invited to present them to those that are coming to the Emmys, the television awards, and she's going to be here using our systems to be here presenting and selling her products and services so that she can continue to impact more lives and have more visibility. Another big disadvantage in products, there are lots of relationships. You've got vendors, manufacturers, suppliers, marketers, retailers, distributors, all these different relationships. They can be complex to navigate. And the last one is more product businesses go out of business than service businesses on a yearly basis because they are harder to make them work. Okay, now Anthony asks, is there a time factor in the product versus services? For example, would you consider services to be a faster route for time spent? It's a wonderful question, Anthony. Thank you for asking that question. And the answer is that services get you to business, get you to cash faster. That's why we said in here that it's more time to cash with products. Services get you there faster. So if you're looking for faster cash, services is going to be your way. Thank you for the question. All right, let's look at service businesses now. Although we love to support you in service businesses and product businesses, doesn't matter what you're doing. We're going to have students in our trainings in product businesses, in technology businesses, in retail. They'll be in investments, charity, multi-level marketing, all sorts of services, expert businesses, yoga instructors, graphic designers, teachers, mentors, speakers. Everybody will be there. We usually have around 512 different industries that show up to this event. In the meantime, I mean, over the year, obviously, not all in one event, but I mean, over the year. Obviously, it doesn't matter what business you're in. It matters how you execute on your business. This is why we teach you the systems to execute powerfully. In service, here's something I love about service business. It costs nothing to launch. Nothing. Nothing. You can launch a service business for nothing. That's pretty powerful. It's quicker to cash, as Anthony was noting there. The talents could just be yours. You've spent a lifetime learning how to be great at what you do. Now it's time to make money with that. Maybe you'd be teaching, maybe you'd be mentoring and advising, or maybe you wouldn't be doing that at all. You would just be getting hired to do done-for-you services. And speaking of done-for-you, we're going to show you the systems that if you just plug in your stuff, if you just plug in your trainings, your ideas, your products, and you just change the names on things, you just change the boxes of our formulas, then you will create similar success. Probably not the same, but similar success to what we created. What I love about services is there's no immediate deliverables. That means you can sell something, collect money, and you don't even have to deliver anything. When's the last time you did that? If you're in services, you can do that. And this is what we love about services. Next one, it's easy to internationalize. It's easy to find customers all over the world, clients all over the world, understand markets that might appreciate you more. Maybe you're not originally from Hong Kong or Singapore, or maybe you're not even from Asia, because I know we will have students traveling in from Thailand, from Japan, from Taiwan, from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from Myanmar, from Brunei. And we're excited. We're excited for you to travel in to learn these things, to take time out of your life and literally focus on yourself and your business. We're also going to show you how to find markets all over the world, because you might discover that the market that you're in, if you live in Brunei or you live in Myanmar or you live in Jakarta, maybe that's not the best place for your ideas. And we'll show you how to find them. And you're going to find that services allow you to get quicker to personal fulfillment. You're going to love what you do. You're going to appreciate it, and you're going to feel that appreciation. And this is not just me talking. Our students and we've mentored 60,000 students through our mentorship programs over the last 10 years. We coach intimately 1,000 students a year that were partnered into their businesses. And everybody always says, I just feel so fulfilled when I deliver my own service. But doesn't matter. You may feel greatly fulfilled with products too. Here's some disadvantages. Number one, you got to sell yourself in services. That can be tough. Or you're selling your team and you put your team together. Number two, it's typically low assets unless you follow our directions. And we're going to show you the 6 most important assets that you need to build and how to build them at the event. It's also harder to scale because you have to train human beings, and training human beings can be a very complex thing to do. Just like what we have done. We've spent the last 20 years understanding how to transfer our systems and our knowledge to our students. And when we take 1 year holding the hands of our students, we're able to transfer even more. Now, in 3 days, we're going to be transferring great systems, great knowledge. We're going to be going as fast as we can. We're going to go as deep as we can. You'll notice something about us and why we've won awards for this event and why people leave this event saying it's the greatest experience they've ever had in learning how to build businesses and build wealth, is because we don't skim across the surface and spend 3 days talking about ourselves and, wasting your time. We go deep. We go deep into the systems, and we take you through exercises and challenges that will have you go deep inside of yourself and deep inside of your business to understand exactly what you need. Another disadvantage to service businesses is that there is higher competition because there are lower barriers to entry. Harder to create things like patents or patents. Intellectual property becomes a little bit more challenging. So we'll show you how to make sure you reduce your competition and how you become the only logical solution, the only choice that someone would want to make when they start comparing anyone else in your industry. You become the one they choose. Another disadvantage is you have to build a powerful personal brand. And we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to take you through our 5M award-winning formula. We won an award in Singapore for being among the top brands in the world. And then they put us on Channel News Asia. And they showed all over Asia how we were helping people build a personal profile, a personal brand that was helping them become seen and visible and heard and being chosen in their industries. We'll show you how we do that. And of course, one other disadvantage is that it gets hard to hand down if you just want to hand it to somebody else. Okay? Those are the disadvantages. Now, let's take a look at what type of business models you could be in. Now, I'm going to go quickly through this because we're going to spend more time understanding your model, your business model, in the 3-day training weekend. Okay? At this weekend, you're going to see about 12 different types of business models on average. We might have more, but we see these 12 really powerfully. Okay? Now, I'm going to start to ask you to interact with me because I don't want you to sit passively. And at the 3-day training weekend, you're going to see it's very interactive. You're going to be answering questions, doing exercises, networking, talking to people, engaging, discovering things, writing things down. It's very interactive. So in just a moment, I'm going to take you through the business models. And I'm going to ask you, which business model are you in? So you can just drop it in the chat window in just a second. Start letting me know, are you in a service or product business? Which business? Not yet. But when I go through the models, you can let me know exactly what business model you're in. So you might be in an expert's business where you're teaching, training, educating, or whether you're transferring your skills, or you might be doing some done-for-you things like graphic designer, yoga instructor. Maybe you're a chiropractor or a doctor, a dentist, and you're trading your expertise for money. Now, as you grow your business, you're going to move from an expert's business where it's just about you to a professional services model where you have a whole team. Maybe you want to get started in an expert's business. Maybe you already have an expert's business. Maybe you're a coach, a consultant, a freelancer. And if you're loving helping people, if you love to help people, an expert's business is great. We're also going to show you how to scale that so that you can not have to show up for everything. You know, Alessia and I, we have 2 children. I have a 3-year-old daughter. We have an 8-year-old boy. And we love time with our children. And we love changing the world. We love making a difference. We love helping people. We're coming to Hong Kong not for us. We're not coming to Singapore for us. We're coming for you. There's no greater joy we have in the world than sharing our systems with another human being and watching them be able to take their ideas out into the world and make money and help other people. You see, we help you help other people. And that's our little slice. I mean, we retired at 29. We were done 10 years ago. I'm 39 years old. 10 years ago, I said, I got enough money. What am I going to do with more money? Who cares about more money? I want to help people. And that's what I started teaching and training and educating. Same thing for Alessia. Now, of course, we partner with people. We mentor them. You know, we're looking for students that we can spend a year with holding their hands in these business models and then partnering with them and continuing to build our wealth and our dynasty and our legacy for our children, for our children's children, just like you should be doing. Helping people, helping people, helping people, and then growing your dynasty, growing your legacy, and securing your future, making sure you can protect yourself and your family. You never know when things are going to come up that you need to have significant money for, or opportunities that you want to be able to participate in, building orphanages, building schools for people that can't educate themselves, doing things that help others. You have to have the money and the influence to be able to do that. And that's what we're teaching you here and there. Another business model might be retail. You might be delivering your gifts, your genius. You might be helping people, and you might have a physical store doing that. You might have a product store, or you may have a spa or a salon, or even a yoga studio where you're physically at a yoga studio, you say, well, that gets complex. If I'm a yoga teacher, do I have an expert's business, or do I have a retail business? And the interesting is you have both. And that's why we're going to be teaching you through these models how to make money and succeed in anything. Maybe you've got a technology idea. Maybe you want to build an application, or you've got a tech idea. Maybe you want to build some wearable fitness stuff so that people can monitor their health better. Or maybe you want to build new technology that will advance people's education or their thinking. It's great. It's a great business model. Or perhaps you have an e-commerce business. We have students all over the world that sell their creams. They sell their supplements. They sell their products. They sell their trainings through membership sites. They sell things online on their e-commerce sites. We'll talk about that. You might be in an infrastructure business. Maybe you're in construction. Maybe you're in water. Maybe you're in electrical. Maybe you're in something where you help the infrastructure of human life, helping transport things, infrastructure stuff. That's a business model. Perhaps you're a real estate agent, an investment advisor, financial advisor, or maybe you're an insurance advisor. This is a type of business model, and it's totally different than the others. And you'll see many students that are in all of these different business models. Perhaps you're in manufacturing, and you're looking at how to secure more customers for your manufacturing because you need to create more to be able to secure more money. Perhaps you're a professional investor. We'll have students there that are investors. We're going to have venture capitalists, angel investors. We're going to have people with money that will be there in the room, not just ourselves as investors, not just Kevin Harrington, not just Alessia, my wife, who you'll meet tomorrow, not just myself, but we'll have investors that will be there, professional investors, real estate investors, stock investors, business investors. Perhaps you're in publishing or distribution. Maybe you take other people's products and services and you distribute them. Maybe you're an affiliate. Maybe you're a distributor. Maybe you're an importer or an exporter. This all falls under distribution, or if you're publishing other people's products or services online. Just a few more here. Maybe you're in a charity. And for years we worked with Richard Branson. We raised money for his charity, Virgin Unite. We got to partner. We got to learn from him, spend time with him. We ran events together. This was a very powerful opportunity. Maybe you're in network marketing, multi-level marketing. Maybe you're part of a company that distributes products or services. Or perhaps you want a platform business. Now listen closely. What's a platform business? A platform business is where you bring together markets. And this is one of the most successful types of business models these days. Airbnb is an example. PayPal is an example. Okay. What else is an example? Uber is an example. It's a platform that brings together customers and providers. This is called a platform. Okay. Now, I want you to write down in the chat window, what do you do or what do you want to do? And let me know if it's what you do or if it's what you want to do. Are you a service business? Are you a product business? And which business model are you in? Okay, service or product, and which business model are you in, or which business do you want to be in? All right, and while we're doing that, I'm going to answer a couple questions here. So just go ahead and put it in the chat window. And May, I'm going to hold your business till the end, or hold your business. I'm going to hold your question to the end because it's quite long and detailed. I want to give it the attention that it needs. Gregory, if you need to choose between products or services, you probably have to choose one business model only, right? It's a great question, Gregory. Thank you for asking it. We're going to teach you how important it is to just choose and do one thing and execute well on one thing. I don't do a lot of things very well. I should have my glasses on. I'm a very normal human being. But I do one thing very, very well. I do a couple things well. I play piano very well, which is probably not so important to you. What I do well is I help people find their genius in their business and in their lives and turn it into something that other people want to consume and pay for. So you don't need to do a lot, Gregory. You don't need a lot of products. You don't need a lot of services. You don't need a lot of business models. You need one. And this is one of the lessons I learned from Bill Gates when I mentored under him at Microsoft. As they were doing a 6-month mentorship program with him and Rick Belluzzo, you just need to do one thing. It's called the power of one. And we'll talk more about that at the event. So great question, Gregory. All right. Zarni says, what we are also getting more profitable by doing both. Again, back to one. Okay, so now here's some things that you're doing. Champagne, expert English teacher and corporate trainer in Asia and Africa. I love it. Publishing, selling my books and workbooks. Great. And Champagne, I'm going to want to talk with you about how you're creating an ascension model with live events and retreats, and we'll talk more about that. Yasmin, what I want to do, an e-commerce and professional investor. Excellent. Thank you. Lee, service. Derek, service business. Gregory, I want to do a service as an expert. Great. And I want to know, Gregory, what is your expertise? And you don't need to tell me here. You could tell me at the event. Charlie, I want to do service platform. Vincent, service expert. Great. Jai, distributor service. Great. Anthony, infrastructure expert e-commerce. Jonathan, I provide dental services in Hong Kong. That's great, Jonathan. I love that. Ganesh, provide accommodations to experts. Awesome. And we keep going, and you can see and read on here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your great participation. I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Now, an addition that we're going to talk more about at the event. So you've got a business model, right? And you're working in your business model. But you've got a couple of different markets, business to business or business to consumer. Now, you're going to meet at the event Kevin Pates, who is our director of mentorship. Kevin is one of the main people that helps us select the 30 mentorship students that we take out of the room, because it's very hard. I fall in love with everybody, and we usually have over 150, sometimes 100, sometimes we have 200 applications for mentorship spots with us. And our students know that we guarantee their results. We actually guarantee. No other training company on the planet or mentorship company on the planet guarantees results, because it's risky. It's insane. But we've done this so many times, and we don't ask anybody to take risks. You know, when you use a recipe from a great chef, you know you're going to get a good result. I mean, you may not get the exact result that the master creates, but you're going to get a good result. So if a master chef can hand you their recipe and say, just follow this, I'll even stand next to you in the kitchen and show you what to do, they can guarantee good results. And so we guarantee results. So Kevin Pates, who you're going to meet at this training, he's flying in from London, originally from Canada. And you're going to notice that our staff is from all over the world. Our staff is from Asia, our staff is from Canada, our staff is from the UK, it's from Europe, it's from America. I'm one of only a few Americans in our company. So if I come across two American at the event, don't worry. We've got Europeans on our team, we've got Canadians, we've got Asians, we've got Australians, people coming in from all corners of the earth. People flying 22 hours to come and train you and share our systems that have worked for them. It's very powerful. And Kevin at the event is going to train you in the different markets, B2B and B2C, and what you want to be doing to cross these markets. Because maybe you're in a business to consumer market, but maybe it's time to be moving into a business to business market. Maybe you're in a business to business market and you would have more volume and more access to more customers in a B2C market. So you're going to have to start to think about it. We're going to train you in how to cross these markets and the power of that. Okay, now, Anoria asks, hi, Kane. Will a recorded CD be available for the event in Hong Kong? So, Anoria, our live events, we do not record our live events, and there is a reason for it. We could. We used to. We used to record all of our live events. Here's the video footage. Go. Have fun. Learn. And you know what we found? 6% of the people that bought the trainings and took them home ever watched them. And so we're not in the business of education. We're not an education company. We're an investment company. We invest in business owners. And so, you know, if you just want education or you just want a bunch of information that you can't do anything with, you can go find other people in the world who will just tell you information. We're looking to partner with and invest and mentor people. And that means you have to show up and you have to be attentive and you have to be ready to play full out. Okay? Great. All right, so let's keep going here. We're going to go to our next section. How do I find a great idea? Well, over the years, Alessia and I have started over 40 companies. Well, each time we had to find a good idea. And I think today people believe that you have to have a good idea to have a successful business. Now, in the very first 30 minutes of the 3-day training that you're coming to, we're going to actually destroy that entire concept that you need to have a good idea. You don't need to have a good idea. Is a good idea help? Yeah, why not? Good idea helps. Do you have to have an idea? Yes, you have to have an idea. If you don't have any idea for what you're going to do for a business, how are you going to run a business? So we want to make sure every one of you come in with a business idea ready to use so that should you be chosen for us to mentor you? Because remember, we're not looking for good business ideas. We're looking for great business people. We don't invest or partner with or mentor great business ideas. We mentor great business people. Now, that may scare you. You may say, oh, he's not talking about me because I don't have a lot of experience in business, or this is my first business. That's not what I'm talking about. You see, we've done this hundreds of thousands of times. You're not the first student to come through this training. We're not testing things on you. This is proven models. They're done. They're tested and proven. And what we're looking for is driven, committed individuals, self-express, people who are willing to take risks emotionally, to do things that they think are wild and crazy and weird, but are willing to try on new levels of thinking and do things from new perspectives. If that's you, that's great. I don't care what you do. You could be a yoga teacher. You could be a technology expert. You could have an idea for some great, I don't care what it is. If you are driven, committed, self-motivated, and willing to do things that seem nutty and crazy, then we want to talk to you. Okay, so here's how you can find a good idea for a business. What kind of skills or talents do you already have that you could create a business out of? I'm sure that you have educated yourself for years. You've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars or dollar equivalents into your education, or tens of thousands, and think about where that has gotten you. Maybe a career, maybe a little bit of stuff, but you could be making hundreds of thousands or millions when you understand how to run a business successfully or grow your business more successfully this year. You could identify something to improve upon, and this is what Richard Branson did. Richard used to tell us the story of how he created Virgin, and of course, the story's funny. We'll tell you the story at the event, but it was because he wanted to improve upon something that he saw was a mess, the airline industry. Maybe there's somewhere that you see that you can improve upon. Maybe there's a problem that you need to have solved. And you think if you need to have it solved, other people would need to have it solved. So you're going to create a solution, or you have a solution, or you can see a new problem in your marketplace. By the way, I'm not just talking to new business owners here at all. I'm talking to established, experienced business owners that are blind, that they don't realize that there are new problems. Your market is constantly evolving. Your customers are constantly evolving. So you need to remember that you're constantly looking for new problems to solve for them. Because if you don't stay up with the curve, the evolutionary curve, your business will become a dinosaur. And we all know what happened to the dinosaurs. Maybe you have a passion or a hobby, something you love to do, and you want to make money doing it every day of your life. That's how my first business started. I was a musician. I am a musician. I'm a classically and jazz trained musician. I started at 5 years old playing piano and singing. And I loved it. I wanted to do it. But everybody told me, you're crazy. There's no money in music, kid. But I wanted to figure it out. It was my passion. I want to do music every single day. And with the help of a great mentor, I created a business starting at 20 years old. And by the time I was 24 years old, it was the 5th largest business in the world for what we did. What we did is we created music, soundtracks, sound effects, voice recordings for video games, non-violent video games. So don't let anybody tell you that your passion or your hobby can't make money out of it. That's ridiculous. You can make money in anything when you use great systems and have great mentors. Maybe you have an idea for an invention or a product, and you could see it, and you want to design it, you're ready to prototype it. Perhaps you have access to something that nobody else has access to. Education, training, something exotic, a product or something that you can import. Or maybe your market or a market has been saying to you, hey, we really need this. Can you provide it? This would be a great way to find a business idea. Or perhaps you're called to make a change. Now, Alessia will take you through the 6 domains of your calling tomorrow, and you'll learn how you could even identify what you're called. Because most people go through life blind. They go through life deaf. They don't hear things. They don't see things. They die at 20, and they get buried at 80 years old, and they spend their whole life asleep. You want to be living what you're called to be living, what is amazing, what is the purest essence of your heart. Maybe there's a specific group of people that you want to help. You know, we help you because you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, and we love that. That was our story. Our story was people who loved to help people, entrepreneurs, and we were stuck at a time in our lives, and business owners, business mentors, the best of the best helped us. And this is how we pay it forward. So we love working with you. You're the group of person, you're the type of person we love to spend our time with. Or last, maybe an opportunity has presented itself to you. Somebody has come up to you and said, hey, here's a great opportunity. Maybe it's time for you to move on this opportunity. Okay, here's a handful of the best ways that we find how to start a new business. Now, there's a myth in the world that people think you need to get clear about your business to get started. If you don't have a business yet, or you're not clear about how you want to expand your business, and you think you've got to get clear before you start moving, you have bought into the myth that most people have bought into. It actually turns out that you need to get started or start moving in a direction or start working with a mentor to actually get clear. Clarity doesn't come from sitting still and thinking. Clarity comes from taking action and understanding and having wisdom. So the last thing I want to talk to you about here today is about how do you know when you're ready to get funded or not get funding. Now, many people think that they want money and they're going to get money. And we often teach them that if you're talking about getting funded by an investor, there's two things that they're looking for that are very important. And if you don't have those two things, you're not ready for funding yet. Now, it doesn't mean you can't find money. We're going to teach you 12 different ways that you can find money, not even related to getting funded by an investor, starting the first day of your event. But here is why investors invest in companies. Number one, because they know that the company has an experienced management team. They've had a track record of success, and they want to invest in that success. This is why we invest money into businesses. Or number two, it's a project that has already been shown to cash flow. It's already been proven. It's in the marketplace. It's a proven quantity, and the business owners just need more money to engage more customers to make more money back. It's not something going, I have no idea if this would work, but I need money and I want your money to see if it will work. And if it doesn't work, I'm sorry. That's not how investors invest. Investors invest in people that say, we have a team that has done this before. They're experienced. We have a product or service that's in the market that's been earning some money, and we're ready to take it bigger. Now we need your help. That's how you get funded. And that's the time when you actually need a business plan. But you don't even need a business plan. You need an executive summary just to help you. Not until then. Okay, so now I'm going to come back here, take off our slides, and answer some of your questions. Hello there, I'm back. And so let's see. We're going to go into some questions here. We're going to go back to some of our earlier questions and see what we've got here. All right. What do we got? I hope you enjoyed some of the content. We're just getting started. We got lots of days. So Amy says, hi, this is Amy from Hong Kong. About the business models, what if someone asked me to provide a professional service, bilingual copywriting, which is a very important service, Amy. Many of our students around the world, since we actually are specialized in training and mentoring students from outside of America, even though we do trainings in America, you'll notice that our team is focused on Europe and Asia and Australia and Canada. Why? It's different. It sounded fun to me. I was American. I wanted to get out in the world. Very important skill set you have. If they wanted to engage me without paying me the project fee but giving a commission after sales, how do I feel about that? I'm frequently offered opportunities by companies ranging from mature businesses to brand new companies that could have high volume, they might be experienced, and they want me to run their marketing contents, but in lieu of the project fees. How should I call this type of partnership? It's a great question. Thank you, Amy, for asking this question. So taking a percentage of success is awesome, and we do that. With the partners that we partner with, because we take on 1,000 mentorship students a year, which might sound like a lot to you, but it's a very small pool because we talk to 60,000 a year. So 1,000 is, it's like a little sliver. From there, we actually partner up with our top mentorship students, and we actually take a percentage of their business. Sometimes it's as little as 15%, sometimes it's as big as 50%. And so we love that. Why? Because when you know you're good, and you know you're good at doing something, you want to take a percentage of the results. You don't want to just get paid a flat fee. So I think you should be taking a commission, Amy. But there needs to be money in the engagement. There needs to be money in the cooperation. Why? It's very important, and here's why. Two reasons. Number one, pain. People change and they take action when there is pain. And if there is no pain for your customers, then why would they actually change the hard things that they have to change? You see, if they pay you, Amy, 100,000 US dollars or 100,000 euro or 100,000 pounds, whoever you're talking to and whatever currency they're paying you from, when they actually put that money into the game, that should be painful for them, or at least a feeling of investment. You know, Alessia and I, we charge 100,000 US dollars a year for our private students, our private partners. They invest 100,000 US dollars into their businesses and into themselves, not into us, because they get to spend the next 10, 20 years making money and having a new life with the way we change their mind and teach them how to make elegant new choices. So they take 100,000 US dollars and they invest in themselves through our training and our mentorship and our skills and our techniques and our mastery and our systems. And then they get to go off. Now, here's the thing we found. We used to do it for free. Why not just do it for free? People used to say, you're so wealthy and successful. Why not just do it for free? And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do it for free. I mean, we don't need the money. We don't care. We don't need your money. So we'll do it for free. And you know what we learned? Is that when it came to us asking them the hard decisions, when we asked them to change things that were not comfortable, were not pleasant, and we're going to do that with you. We're going to ask you to take actions and do things that are not comfortable. Because if success was comfortable or easy, everybody would have it. It's not. It requires you to walk through a ring of fire, what we call a ring of fire. And when we asked them to do that, when there was no money or skin in the game, they went, you know, I'm okay, thanks. I'm done. And then we would lose the opportunity to make a difference. They would lose the focus. And then there would be no percentage back anyways. So we were just working and spending our time for free. Now, I have to decide on a daily basis. Do I spend my time with my children and my beautiful wife, who you're going to meet, learn from? Or do I just give my energy to somebody in the world? And I have decided that I want to spend as much time with my children and my family and my parents and my brother and my sister and my best friends. And for myself, I want to be able to spend time on my health and meditate and do my yoga and prepare fresh meals for myself. So I had to ask myself, do I want to just work for free, giving out my energy? Or do I need there to be some return, even if it's an emotional or a fulfillment? Or do I want to be building my legacy and my dynasty and my wealth for my children and for my children's children? And I thought, I'm just not motivated to do it. And I'm not telling you this about me, Amy. This is not about me. This is about you. You should be letting people know that when they don't want to pay you up front, that they are robbing themselves of focus. They are robbing themselves of commitment. And you'd be okay if they didn't pay you. You're that good. You can make the commission. But you need their focus, their commitment, and you need their energy. Now, the second thing that it reduces is their commitment. Okay? First thing, they disappear. Commitment. If they're not committed, they don't have money in the game, there's no commitment. They don't value it. And that's another thing that we learned, is that when people were working with us for free, as soon as something shinier object, more exciting in their business or in their life, you know, they were working on their business and we were getting momentum and everything was cool. And then they fell in love and they were gone and there was no focus. And we realized that people needed to have commitments and skin in the game. So I hope that answers your question, Amy. What I'm going to recommend is that you always charge both. Some money, skin in the game, and some percentage of success. Okay? There you have it. I hope that answers your question, Amy. I'm going to move along here. Let's see. So if you got a question, please mark it as a question just so I know which is which. Let's see. You mentioned that you would talk about how to apply for the mentorship program. Will that be in one of the next few webinars? Now, Paul, we'll talk a little bit about it at the event. If you're serious and you want to be considered for mentorship, what I recommend as soon as you get to the event, that you start letting our team know that you would like meetings with them. In order to be considered for mentorship with our team, because there's 12 brilliant world-class mentors, and I don't just say world-class. These are people that have driven millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars to businesses, their own or others. We've got Corey Minkus, who's going to be there. She's done $1 billion in product launches. Kevin Harrington, $2 billion in sales in his businesses. He's part of our mentors. He mentors our students. He's not just a fancy celebrity that shows up to impress you. I mean, we don't care about that stuff. We need businesses to invest in. So if you're serious about being a mentorship student and having us hold your hand for the year and guaranteeing your results, As soon as you get to the event, you talk to our team and you let them know you're serious. You're serious about moving it forward and having that conversation. Champagne says, could you review the ascension model? Yeah, Champagne. So we're going to talk quite a bit about an ascension model. It's a technique used by the smartest business owners in the world to allow their customers to come in at an easy access point and ascend up into higher levels of commitments of time and money so that they can serve them at higher levels and monetize at higher levels. It's a model in which things rise to the top where things get more expensive, but also they become more commitments on both sides. And we'll show you how to implement that in your business. It's a great question, Champagne. Thank you. Emily. Hi, Kate. I've been driven by my calling to teach people how to monetize their skills through systems and the power of automation. I love it. We do some of that as well. Love it. I know this is my calling. That's great. But I don't have success in this myself yet. Okay. So I wait until I'm qualified enough and build on sales and marketing skills first before I start teaching people. So Emily, it's very difficult to have credibility to teach in an area where you don't have the results. But it doesn't mean you can't participate. So let me explain. So I'm going to recommend that you don't try to put yourself out as an expert. And I really appreciate, Emily, you being so open and honest. Now, at these 3-day events, this is maybe the first time you're able to be totally honest with yourself and with us and with the audience. You're in a container, a place where you have so much trust and love, people going through the same things you're going through, mentors that have gone through the same questions. This is a place for you to put up your hand and say things that are vulnerable to you, that are emotional, that you would never reveal to others. And there's no other place to ask these questions. You know, Emily is saying that she doesn't feel qualified enough. And that's a vulnerable thing to share, but it's so great because only when you share openly and you're truthful can you move things forward. There's always a solution. There is no dumb questions. There is no dumb statements. There are only brilliant questions because everything helps everyone else. So Emily, I'm going to recommend that you don't try to tell people that you can teach them something that you've never done before yourself. This is often what we get in school, which is why people don't succeed from traditional education. They need to find people who have done it before. That's what a mentor is. We have done it before. However, Emily, you could partner with somebody that has, or you could build a platform where you bring in people that have done it before, and you can take a percentage of what they make while you bring in an audience. So you bring in an audience, you bring in the experts, and you become an expert around building a platform or facilitating a community coming together because you care deeply about the solution. Okay, and we'll talk more about that at the event. But you can absolutely participate. It is your calling. You must do that. That's why you're doing it. And yet you have to be careful about trying to purport or show that you are an expert, but bringing in a partner or bringing in others, that's the way you do it. Yanni asks, what a great name, Yanni. Yanni, one of the great musicians, the great keyboard players of all time. What are the costs of the mentorship? So Yanni, there is no cost to the mentorship. There's no cost. There is only an investment. And I say that, now you may chuckle and say, oh, that's a nice sales technique. It's not, we're not here, we have nothing to sell you. There is only a choice for you to invest in yourself going forward. That's it. We have nothing, business owners never ask what things cost. They ask, what is the return on the investment? So Yanni, I know immediately that you have been trained and raised by people who are employees, because business owners, we ask, what can we get? What's the return out of the mentorship? Because, for example, when our students, our private students, when they apply for a private mentorship and they invest $100,000 with us, it's funny, they never want to know how much it costs. They just want to know, how much can I earn back and how fast can I earn it back? And I love that question because that is a powerful business mind. It's an investment. When I invest, Alessia and I are here this weekend going through a conference and a training. We've invested $10,000 US to be here as a couple for 4 days. 4 days, 10,000. Because we didn't ask, is that an appropriate amount of money to invest in a weekend? We asked, what's the money we can get returned back out of that investment? Is this a proper investment in our time and our money? And that was the first thing we asked. And I knew that we would because I've actually been through this conference before. And by investing $10,000, I generated $80 million in using the systems and tools that I learned from the mentorship team that was mentoring me at these training weekends. And now we're going to be bringing those things to you. So I just want to know what's the return. It's a great question, Yanni. Thank you. Sheila, clarification, Kane. The critical early decisions would be more along the lines of deciding what your business model is and deciding on the idea. Yeah, that's a very perceptive, Sheila. Thank you. Are these two things what we need to figure out before the 3-day seminar? Thank you, Sheila. Your questions here are perfect, aligned with exactly where we're going and magnificent. So Sheila, I want to make sure that you have a possible idea before you come to the training and a possible business model that you could work inside of. I don't expect you to be perfect. I would expect that you might change your idea or your business model several times as we start to reveal to you what is truly required of you to create a life by design, and a life where you can feed your family the best foods, take them on the nicest vacations, and fly them in business or first class. We're going to show you what it takes, and then you might choose to change your idea or your ideas or change your business model. I'm going to tell you, though, that it doesn't matter what your idea or your business model is. Every business model and every idea that you could have, there is somebody out there that is making millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions exactly with that idea and business model. So all I want you to do before you come is just create some possible ideas and say, you know, if I were to actually have a world-class team hold my hand through developing it, I could reasonably do this. I could reasonably teach. I could reasonably launch this product. I could reasonably be an expert in this area. And I could have a business model of a service business. Or I could take my idea around fashion, jewelry, shoes, and bring it to the market. I could take my insurance business or my love of protecting people and go into an insurance industry and sell other people's products. You know, you don't even have to have your own products. You could develop a whole business around selling other people's products. So Sheila, just make sure you come in with a sense. Doesn't need to be clear. We don't expect you to be clear. Being clear is like being fit before you get the fitness trainer. And it's always better to just get the trainer, get the mentor, and start going, even if you're not clear. All right. Let's see. Zarni asks, may I know, how do you think about the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency? Zarni, so you're going to notice something about me. I like sustainable, proven industries, models, and systems. We have two great friends that are into it. Richard Branson is into blockchain. Kevin Harrington's into blockchain. Ask Kevin Harrington at the event. He's going to be there teaching, sharing his wisdom, his knowledge. I find cryptocurrency and blockchain too early, too volatile. And, you know, I have two children to protect. I have parents who are aging. I have a wife that I love dearly and want to make sure she's safe for the rest of her life financially. You know, no matter how much money you earn in the world, you can do stupid things and lose everything. So I like proven systems. I like proven industries. I like to go into industries that are stable, that are developed. I even like industries that are oversaturated. People say yoga. There's a yoga studio on every corner. In Singapore, we've helped salons. In Bangkok, we've helped spas, massage spas. There's one on every corner in Bangkok. There's one on every corner in Singapore, hair salons. And we like to show our students how to be the best of the best, become the one that's chosen, even when there's too much noise. So unfortunately, I think it's an early stage industry, and I don't do too much in early stage industries. So I'm not the best person to ask. But hopefully that answer gives you some new knowledge. Jai, extension model. Is this funnel? It's called ascension. Actually, not extension, ascension model. Is this funnel upselling and downselling? It's not quite. Upsells and downsells are a different concept, Jai. And I'm going to defer your question to the training event because we're actually going to spend some time looking at our ascension model. We created this concept in this model. Now, we weren't the first ones to ever use it, but we were the first ones to start teaching this model to business owners all over the world about 12 years ago. And this model has been more retaught by other trainers and experts than any other model we've ever shared. So I'm going to share that more with you at the event. Jai, I'm sorry to delay that question, but for time's sake, I want to make sure we do it justice. Derek, hi, Kane. I'm engaged in the training the next few days. I will miss you. Okay, Derek, great. We'll see you then. Yanni, I feel like I have two great ideas. Could you help in choosing one? Yes, and Yanni, sometimes choosing the right business idea comes from engaging in the systems and understanding what you're going to have to do to get that business to work. So go through the systems, go through the trainings, and and then you'll get the idea. Okay, Zardi says, may I know your thinking on blockchain decentralized systems? Ooh, looks like, sorry, I'm running over on time. Looks like they're trying to reach me here. We'll turn the phone off. Artie says, I'm getting proposals of many projects, but not able to convert them. Through my clients' praise and trust my work, as we did a few projects earlier, I think I'm not good enough in raising a quotation. Is there any way to learn this skill in the 3-day training? The answer is yes. You're going to learn all about sales and marketing, okay? And we will teach you those things in the 3-day training. And we're going to go through a lot, so we'll show you that more there. I'll take a couple more questions, then I can see my family's looking for me because they want to go to dinner. Lip Boone. Hi, Kane. Your point on funding or no funding is tailored for established businesses. Any entity that have an experienced management team already have positive cash flow will probably not need funding. Contraire, mon frere. It's the startups or the early stage businesses that are in need. Oh, yes, Lip. So check this out. You can arrange a team of experienced entrepreneurs, experienced managers, experienced executives. You don't have to have even started the business. Many of my friends who have launched businesses that went on to do $100 or $200 million, they put together an experienced management team. They were not in the marketplaces already, and they created a new concept with a product or a service. They prototyped it, and they just started selling it. Now, when I say cash flow, I don't mean you're making millions. If you have 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and you have experienced people on your team, you have a business. Now, these might be people that have equity in your business. They may not be people you hired because you may not have any money for that. But I want to change that perspective. Derek, I'm in training, but I don't have any program of my own. Can I still get help and ideas? Of course, Derek. We're going to show you how to go from scratch, from nothing, build things from nothing, and create a business. A couple more. Vincent, or Kane, I've got maybe 3 diverse ideas. Do I bring all 3, or do I try and come after choosing? Just bring whatever. Choose. I would love you to focus on one. Come with whatever you got. Roberto, want to be in an agri-tech business. Is there any proven business model related to this field? Absolutely, Roberto. We have worked with a gentleman who created hydroponic farming. I forget what country we met him in, but I will try to remember for the event. We have worked with our students in the agri-tech industries. There's certainly businesses that do that. Shyam says, hi, Kane. If I'm unable to get funding or investments, how does one move forward? Great question. On Friday at the event, we're going to show you how you can find money, even if you can't get invested. 12 ways that you can always have money for any opportunity that you need in your business. Feliciano, must be Italian. I'm facing problems on issuing Hong Kong visa. When is the next seminar in Singapore? May 4th, 5th, and 6th, Feliciano. You have to come to Singapore if that's the place you need. May 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you need any help on that, make sure you talk to our customer service team. They will help you understand that. Last questions here. Let's see. Just so you know, I love the shirt design. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Everything I wear is from Italy. It is surgically designed for me. And I'll tell you more about clothing and dress at the weekend. Yanni, what are your most uncomfortable things your mentor has asked you to do regarding business? I'm going to tell you the entire weekend about that. One is I'm going to tell you about a mentor who asked me to invest $100,000 with him without even knowing what I was investing in. And I was like, that sounds strange, but I did it, and I'll tell you that story at the weekend. Gregory, last, if playing the piano is your first love, why did you stop? Gregory, I've never stopped. I still have I just got myself a beautiful 7-foot Yamaha piano in our house last year. I've always done it. And one of the reasons I would say I stopped in the business, I did it until the time I was almost 30 years old, is I just evolved to a new place in my life. I was ready for something new. Okay, awesome first webinar. Tomorrow we will see you at the same time. Alessia will be deriving that webinar. My love to you. I can't wait to be working with you. And I will see you on the third webinar. So it is Sunday by you. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Enjoy the time. The next one will be on Monday, and the third one will be on Tuesday. And then we'll be on a plane heading out to you, first in Hong Kong and then to Singapore. We absolutely love doing this. I can't wait to be in the same room with you, squeezing you, hugging you. I'm very touchy, just letting you know. I like to hug. I like to say hello. So we'll see you soon. We're going to go have some dinner here in LA. Have a lovely one. Much love to you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.